Today, I have the opportunity to speak with writer and star of the upcoming film Downeast, and that's Greg Finley. Thank you for being with me today, and thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it.
No, thank you. I
I
appreciate it.
appreciate your shirt too. I think that's really cool.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, and it might be one of those kind of ink blot things, but I want coffee now.
Dude, I'm wearing basketball shorts.
Well, I'm in an office, so I'm wearing pants today.
I just blew up my spot right there.
It's okay. I just got off an interview with Joe, your director.
Oh, very cool. Very
And
cool.
so he's telling me that this character of Tommy has lived in your head for quite a while now. Do you want to tell us about, the inception of where Down East came from and Tommy?
Yeah. So to be honest with you, the characters changed, the stories changed, but the biggest thing for me was I was in LA and I was auditioning for a lot of things I wasn't excited about. This is 14 years ago. My goodness. And I had an idea for kind of a crime drama, but the biggest thing for me was to shoot it in my hometown of Portland, Maine. So I really wanted to shoot it all over Southern Maine and do a movie there. There have been movies like, shot in the Cape and of course a lot in Boston. And there's never really been a movie shot around like kind of the city of Maine and more of the metropolitan, if you can even call it that, in Maine. And that was like the biggest thing for me. So it kind of stemmed from that.
Where does the story come from? It's a story of a community feeling trapped by a situation that's probably been going on for years.
Yeah, I always thought of it as far as Tommy goes as, a guy doing something he doesn't necessarily want to do to protect the ones he loves. And I always kind of was into those kind of stories along the vein of Drive and, the guy who necessarily doesn't do the right thing always, or even maybe not even making the right decisions, but doing it out of a good place. I always think those kind of stories are a little intriguing.
I feel like he's really motivated by the love for his family and his friends around him.
Yeah.
If it's the quote unquote wrong decision, it's the right one because it's going to benefit those around him.
Yeah.
I think I appreciated the scene early on where despite knowing that it may not be the smartest move, you're still trying to work hard to get your dad's debts paid off.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he loves his dad. I think, in the movie, you see, he's very frustrated with his dad, but he also kind of has a little sympathy, especially towards the end there before he does the deal, because his dad is, his dad has demons and he hasn't had the easiest road too, losing his wife. And I'm sure he just kind of feels sorry in a lot of ways.
Can you talk about how you developed Dylan Silver's character of Emma? Because she's really the one who's pushing the story forward.
Yeah, I mean that's all Joe, really. I mean Joe should get all the credit as far as like really detailing out the characters and the plot and stuff like that. But we always thought that having a strong female character was important, and it makes Tommy's character better and my character better having a strong lead actress, and we just kind of wanted to push that, and she's kind of the silver lining in the script. She's the only one out of all the characters that haven't been jaded by the town yet, but yet you slowly see her turn.
I definitely appreciate that of the film where she comes in and kind of unravels everything that's going on, and plays a very integral part in things, spider webbing out. And
yeah,
and I told this to Joe, I really want to talk about your ending, but we can't because that ruins the entire movie.
I know.
So, kudos to that.
Yeah, shit, I don't know what to say.
No, yeah. I understand.
I think my favorite movies, and I think my favorite stories, they don't always have a perfectly happy ending. And that's, I guess, all I will say, right? Yeah.
That's good enough, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of where we landed on. We had a couple different versions, and we landed on this one. And it was just, at least it was most pleasing for us. And hopefully the audience will dig it.
I also liked how it wasn't necessarily such your antagonist in your film. For whatever reason, I did not write it down in my notes. he's not worried about killing people. He's not worried about making noise. He's worried about keeping the status quo.
Yes.
And I think that was great because it was really methodical, and it really let you understand that they want to keep that fear. Can you talk about how fear can grip somebody into having them do whatever they want?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's the old Bronx tale, is it better to be feared or loved? And in Kerrigan's eyes, of course, fear is prominent. Yeah, the way I wanted to play Tommy was in the flashback scenes before the incident. He had a little more pep in his step. He had a little more swag. He was a little more of a badass or what have you. He's fighting and this and that. And then after living under the thumb of Kerrigan for all these years and living in fear, he was like a beaten puppy. He just kind of lost the life in him a lot, and added on losing the love of his life too. So I mean, he the whole town, I kind of feel like is under the thumb of Kerrigan, including Tommy.
You did a really good job at that moment. The first time you see Emma, you can feel that flicker turn right back on.
When with the car?
Yes. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a fun scene. I mean, I really got hit by that car. We were running and
okay.
Not hit, but you had to. There was only one way to kind of make that reaction real. Is you kind of got to slam into the car a little bit, and yeah, that was a fun scene. We got to shoot that at my buddy Scott's house and in his driveway, and that was always really neat for me to be able to shoot all these places where I grew up.
So how was that experience for you, being able to finally make that dream happen of shooting a movie, one of your movies in your
hometown? I mean, it was the biggest deal out of the whole besides the relationships I made and the friendships that I gained from this. It was by far the biggest. It was so fulfilling. I shot in my dad's office. My brother Zach and his buddy Kevin, they really were so intricate in all the locations. We shot in my basement. It was really cool for that reason, but it was also like I feel like the film industry needed to see how beautiful Maine is and how cool Portland could look on screen. And I think Ed Stevens, our cinematographer, captured that tenfold. He really killed it.
And now, do you actually go out lobster fishing? Is that something you do?
No, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I didn't have a clue. So thanks to Steve Train, our lobsterman, helping us out, because I had no idea what I was doing. I had friends who grew up lobstering, but I grew up flipping pizzas and washing dishes. I had no idea about how to be a lobsterman. So movie magic.
So being that this was in your hometown, I know that we're in very extreme situations. Is this something that you guys maybe had like a smaller premiere in your hometown that you showed them first? And how was it for you to see the final cut?
Yeah, we couldn't do that because the movie theaters were shutting down. It's heartbreaking. I wanted that more than anything, believe me. And it was that was tough. So we really didn't do a premiere, and we couldn't have that due to the circumstances in the world right now. But I think a lot more people have bigger problems than that, and that was something I just had to come to grips with. And I'm just very blessed that we got it done at the end of the day.
And then how was that for you to see the final cut?
It was amazing. I think it was weird, and I felt it on the last day of filming. It was almost kind of like a depressing thing because it was 14 years of this idea and this dream, and it's over. But like I said, the relationships I made, and I honestly think, without tooting anybody's horn, I think we made a great film. I think everybody involved brought it, from the crew to the makeup to every actor, every PA, Joe. I mean, I think we just made a really good film, and I couldn't be prouder of it, to be honest with you. With the budget we had and the circumstance, how cold it was there in the winter in January. I mean, my God, it was, I'm just glad we finished, and I'm glad everybody involved, nobody complained about how cold it was. It was, I got really lucky with this crew.
Well, Joe complained a few minutes ago. but
yeah, I mean, you know, besides Joe complaining every second, everybody was great.
So this one took you 14 years, but that doesn't mean that you can't start on the next one. Do you have any other projects in the works that you may want to tell us?
Yeah, I have an idea. But I can't really talk about it. And I'm trying to get it developed. I'm close to getting the rights to the script, and it's going to be exciting. But yeah, I just couldn't be happier with the way this turned out. Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. In how long it took you to get this one developed and made, what key lessons have you learned maybe to speed up the process for your next one?
Man, there's no easy way. And I was asked this before. There's no easy way. I mean, you know, they say, what's the hardest part? It's getting the financing, of course, you know. And it sounds cheesy, but you just have to not give up on your idea. And if you have a great idea and you want it bad enough, you'll keep pushing until you get it made. And that's the only kind of advice I could give. I mean, there's no easy way to make a movie.
It seems like
there's no easy solution.
And
you can get lucky with, you know, the best, you know, I didn't learn this because I already knew this, and I got lucky with a great crew and a great cast, but, you know, hire people that are going to be gamers and that want to, you know, work hard and be, you know, have that end goal in mind, and everybody on the same page. And that makes it a lot easier.
Very good. What do you hope that audiences take away from Downeast at the end of the day?
I hope they come away with it and they see a little of themselves in Tommy, maybe a little of themselves in one of the characters, Emma, maybe even my dad in the movie. And, you know, I think Tommy really wanted to protect his town and to protect the ones he loves. And I feel like hopefully everybody can relate to that. And at the end of the day, we all make decisions and we have to live with those decisions. And if you watch Downeast, you'll see. I feel like
you're going to be able to do that. You know, the passion that Tommy has for his family, for his friends, for his town, the compassion that Emma has for everyone and coming back to help his family, and even, you know, having to overcome addictions like your dad does in the film, and even keeping the power. You know, like, so there's a little bit of that in all of us, I think. And I think the film does a really good job.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Greg, for your time. I appreciate it. And
I appreciate it.
Congratulations on getting your film done. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Take care.